Hello there, my beautiful Gemini signs. This is Rachel with Dark Knight Coaching. So today's reading is very loaded. I'm just going to start by saying that. The song that I was guided to meditate to on your energy was Still Don't Know My Name by Labyrinth. It's very much so a card of like situation type ships, but I'm also seeing a lot of third party energy or some like temptations happening here when it comes to love. Maybe somebody from your past that you were involved with, or somebody cheated on somebody. There's a lot of like it's like gross energy. I'm not gonna lie, it's pretty gross. It's like Jerry Springer type of energy. It's not really a good way to put that. But I do feel like it has taught you some lesson, either how to love yourself, how to love other people, or both, really. Now, if you're not the person who was privy to the third party, then this could be people in your energy. So take this message as it resonates, because, I'm going to refer to you, Gemini, as the person who was probably cheated on in this message. But if you were the one that was doing the cheating or the deceiving or something, then, flip the roles around. Now, if I refer to feminine or masculine in these readings, just remember energy is also fluid, so it can go either way. But I'm going to dive right in because there's a lot here happening. Now, the first card I have is your current vibe, and that is the King of Swords. So for some of you, there's some firm boundaries being put down or put into place. This might appear very cold and calculated, but I do feel like it's a move that had to be made because there was some sort of... I don't know why that went off. Something about 115 might be significant. I do feel like there was some sort of betrayal or deceit, and now there's repercussions from that coming around. Now, the challenge here and what's crossing you is the Ace of Cups. So maybe you're trying to find love in the situation, or maybe you're trying to understand what love means to you. This is divinely guided by spirit and your guides in order for you to learn some lesson that you didn't learn the first time. So sometimes when we have to go through partners that have betrayed us or deceived us, or we've been cheated on multiple people, or if on the other end of the spectrum you're doing the cheating, then it's because you didn't learn a lesson for some reason. So the foundation of all of this is death. I do feel like you're going through some sort of ego death because of all of these things. Whatever had to happen needed to come to light, and that has caused a major shift for you, Gemini. Now, in the past, you have the Six of Cups. This to me is like kind of twin flame energy, but this is a soulmate that maybe you were connected with once upon a time and then you had to reconnect with again. This can also be a card of nostalgia or childlike wonder. This can be someone you've known from your childhood as well. That could be significant, some sort of connection there. And then in your current energy, you also have the Three of Cups and the Knight of Wands. Whenever I see a 3 in a reading that has a lot of love involved in it, that's what makes me think of third parties. Sometimes it is a celebration energy, but in this particular reading, I do think there was a third party and some sort of temptation with this Knight of Wands. So there might have been some sort of incident that occurred that was an ultimate betrayal or an ultimate deceit, and that's what's bringing on this death. It's it's a death of an ego, but it's also the death of a relationship or a friendship or a situation that's caused a clear ending. And there's a lot of burdens and baggage that come with this, because in your subconscious, Gemini, you have the Ten of Wands. So this is not a positive energy, as long as you're not the one that did the I don't want to say the badness, but who chose to become the deceiver. And I don't think you are, because if you were, you probably wouldn't be watching this, because I view tarot like self-help. And a lot of the times people who would do anything like that aren't usually capable of self-reflection, so they don't typically seek out platforms like this or acts of divination in order to heal themselves. They usually just keep perpetuating pain, because usually when you come at stuff from a narcissistic personality, and we all have narcissistic personalities now. We all have narcissistic personality traits, and we all have empathic personality traits and capabilities. It depends on which one you lean more so into. When you become an ascended master and you can balance your yin and your yang, and you can really know thyself, that's when you dance the fine line between the two, and that's what makes you an earth angel, essentially, because you have this mastery of emotions where, you know, if need be, I can lean into my narcissistic tendencies to as a defense for myself, and then if needed, I can lean into my empathic side as well. So it's like you're not getting taken advantage of, you're just learning how to tightrope walk the line. And with this 10 of Wands, there's baggages and burdens here from the past that you're carrying, but I do feel like the truth is coming to light in the near future. It's the Ace of Swords, so there's a lot of clarity and truth coming. That is the best gift of an empath and of someone doing spiritual and healing work, is sometimes we do get to watch karma unfold, and when it unfolds, sometimes it's greater than we can even imagine. And I feel like that might be the case here for you, because you have the Ace of Swords, which is not only an honest adult conversation, but it is like divinely guided truth from spirit and your guides. And when you're in a state of authenticity and in a state of truth, that is the highest frequency. That is even higher than love. So you are resonating and emanating good and positive things, even if it feels very painful, if you're going through some devastating heartbreak, or if you're just grieving the loss of a love or a relationship or a partner or a friendship. Now, what's in your control right now here, Gemini, is standing up for yourself, standing up for your morals, belief systems, ethics, values, those sorts of things. That's what the 7 of Wands is all about. But how people see you is very nice. I thought this was a very nice thing. All 3 of these came out, and I usually don't take that many, especially for that section, but I was like, you know, that's a good combo, because the Gemini, they see you as Gemini, which is lover's energy, and then they see you as this Queen of Cups, so willing to give love, but they also see you as the World, so it's like you've completed a cycle. They see that you've come full circle here with something, and you realize that you can't change people, you can only change yourself, and I feel like that's going to move you out of old mindsets and out of this lower vibrational frequency where people don't appreciate you. Now, in your hopes and fears, Gemini, you have the Wheel of Fortune card. That is a Jupiter energy. That is also a card of moving forward and making progress. However, it was clarified by the Devil. So you might be tempted to go back into past habits or patterns. Sometimes we can, be petty and want to seek revenge or something like that. But honestly, the best revenge is like not being in someone's energy anymore. It's kind of like dropping your truth bomb and just like leaving and letting the sweet odor of whatever someone else has made, marinate in their life, and then you walking away, because sometimes that's the only thing you can do. So drop your truth bomb and walk away. And then the outcome here is walking away. Actually, that's why I said it. But the first card that came out was the Magician. So it's like you've taken the lemons that people have literally probably thrown at you, and you have alchemized it into lemonade. Sweet, bitter, sweet lemonade. It is lemonade though, still, because like that's what you had, and that's what you had to do. And then it's clarified here by the 5 of Swords. The 5 of Swords is a card of like pretty much taking what you can carry on your back and leaving. So maybe you had to leave some sort of toxic situation and, kiss everybody goodbye. And that's what you had to do. Like, I don't feel like there was much of an option here. Now, that's what I have for you, Gemini, when it comes to the tarot. But let's dive into the Oracle cards, because all of these are very synchronistic. So, Bittersweet, first one to come out. This is tied to your throat chakra. So that's about speaking your truth. That's about your authenticity. That's about dropping this truth bomb and letting it go. And people will not like you for telling the truth. But they don't have to like you. Who cares? And then what else do we have? Past. This is from my Power of Love deck. This is a card that says, through the power of love, you release any stagnant situations or energy in order to transform your heart space. This is basically about not letting people dim your light because they have been untrustworthy or disloyal. When anyone is those things towards you, it's coming from a place of their own insecurity. So once you can really acknowledge and understand that, sometimes people never grow up. It's like Peter Pan syndrome. When you realize people will never grow up, even if you have like the truth and you slapped them with it right in front of the face, sometimes people just don't want to see it. They don't want to acknowledge it, because then they would have to face a level of shame that would probably drive them to the grave. You know what I mean? So like, that's just maybe not where they're at in their life at the moment. Now, these two oracle cards came popping out: No Place Like Home and Co-Create. So maybe you're just reestablishing what home means to you, and maybe you're actually literally moving, because No Place Like Home is kind of like the reestablishing a new lifestyle. It can just be moving to a new place. And then you have Co-Create. Co-Create is all about taking these lemons, turning it into something good. Sometimes that's very hard to do. It's very hard to transmute pain, but a lot of people do it in different ways. So artists do it in music or writing or drawing or creation, those sorts of things. You could be an artist. You could be, somebody who likes to express themselves in a physical way, so an athlete or something like that. But I do feel like you are being guided to make the first move and to push yourself into some sort of positive hobby, or not even hobby. It could be a job that's going to be fruitful for you, because you're able to alchemize this. So when you are the magician, you are really mastering your emotions, and you're mastering your mind and your body and all of these things. And it is a process that takes time. It's not just done in one day. But I do feel like there are positive things to come from this. Now, you have, I allow my soul to lead the way. So I feel like you're really tapped into your deep knowing. And then you have Triquetra. The Triquetra I love to see with all of this, because especially with the death card. And I say, like, I love to see it, but I feel sorry for you. But like, I love to see this because it's just a synchronicity to me that you're going through a dark night of the soul or an ego death, because something has come tumbling down, a tower moment to wipe everything away that wasn't stable, that wasn't built on truth and love and friendship. And that is gone. And when that dies, it's really sad. And we the expectation and the reality we thought we were living in, when that becomes a facade, it's like it changes you on a molecular level. And the Triquetra is all about life, death, and rebirth. A lot of people refer to Maiden Mother Crone energy. That's part of the process. Father, Son, Holy Ghost. That's the process. It's basically accessing the Christ consciousness that we all have housed within us. It's accessing that inner God, because we've gone through a death. We lived a life, went through a death, and then we're having a rebirth, because we're born again, and we can see things a lot more clearly than we did when the wool was covering our eyes. Now, you have the third eye intuition card, Practice. It says, take time to reflect on a situation you want answers about, and where does your intuition lead you? Is there an object in the room or a space giving you an answer? Look out for words, symbols, and imagery. Sometimes we might find answers in our dreams. Our subconscious bleeds through and tries to tell us certain things. But, it's a process. It doesn't always come as clearly that way. Sometimes it's just little shadows that we didn't know we were facing. And then other times we might see like reoccurring names, and we're like, wow, that name sounds really familiar. Where did I hear that from? I keep seeing this name. Why is this coming back? That was like an old high school boyfriend I had. Why do I keep seeing this everywhere? And it's a subconscious way of telling us that there's some unfinished business there that we still have to resolve and complete. So that might be something that's happening, or you're just seeing a lot of synchronistic numbers. And when you see certain numbers, it usually means certain things. So like 555 means there's chaos and conflict and change happening all at once. 222 for me means I'm in spiritual alignment. I'm right where I'm meant to be. The number 19 might be significant, because that's the I Ching card here, but 19 might be a number that means something to you. So the greater spirit draws near in an ongoing process of growth as you simultaneously pay attention and take responsibility. Harvest happens during the 8th month, but it isn't the end of the process of growth. So stay present in the ongoing cycle and do not focus on results. So number 19 says nearing. And the arrival at the 8th month means a pitfall. So, I feel like maybe something about Leo time frame might be significant for some of you. And then I just saw 55. So 55 could mean abundance for you. But typically when I see 55, it means change or something to me. Oh gosh, that's silly. And then 22 is right below that, 5522. synchronicity for me. I'm not even Gemini. I don't have much Gemini in my chart at all, so that's cool. Interesting. And then the last card I have for you is Eros. This one is the Greek god. So in Greek mythology, Eros is the god of love, sex, and desire. So I feel like that is shifting for you, your mindset when it comes to those things. So to me, this is like whatever you thought love, sex, and desire was, or whatever you thought intimacy was, is changing. Sometimes intimacy is just the pause, like being able to just be with someone, not necessarily having to like fill the void with mindless conversation, or, you know, lackluster, I don't know. It's like, I was at a coffee shop once and I was overhearing someone on a date. It was terrible. I'm not gonna lie. Like I was trying not to listen because I obviously want to respect people's privacy, but it was hard to not overhear because the guy was a loud talker. And I was just doing my typing and they were on their date and he just kept talking about the maintenance on his car. And I was like, I was trying not to come from a place of judgment because, you know, men's cars are very important to some of them. But I was like, this is very droll. Like, I was like, man, I'd rather just say nothing than just to, you know, chit chat to fill the void. But I'm a Sagittarius and we don't really like chit chat very much. So anyways, that's enough chit chat. All right, everybody, thanks for watching. If you like this video, please smash the like button. It helps my channel grow. I greatly appreciate it. If you feel guided to book a one-on-one coaching session with me, you can book that on my website. If you feel guided to book a personalized tarot reading, you can do that on my website as well. But thank you for being here. Thank you for watching this, and I will see you next time.